There's something in me. It's a fire I can't ignore. And it's for the people who are stuck. The ones who keep hearing truth, but nothing is actually changing. They're listening to messages, reading the Bible, taking it all in, but they don't know what to do with it. They know about Jesus, but they haven't really encountered him. And I think this started in me when I began to go to these addiction recovery meetings. I went to a lot of them, and I even served in some. And I started noticing a pattern. People would hear a message, and at the end, they were hopeful, they were inspired, they were excited. They'd say things like, "That's exactly what I needed to hear. That was so good." And you could see the light in their eyes. But then after a while, I noticed they still weren't changing. Because the moment life got hard or uncomfortable, fear would hit, and they'd go right back to what was familiar, even if it was the very thing they didn't want. And I realized they didn't know what to do with what they were hearing. It wasn't being applied. It was just being stored somewhere and eventually forgotten. So they'd go looking for the next message, for the next moment that would make them feel something again. And then one day, God showed me information alone doesn't change you. It doesn't heal you. It doesn't bring you closer to God. Only an encounter with him does. And that's where my heart shifted. I don't just want people to hear truth. I want them to encounter him. And that changed everything. He became real to me in a way I've never experienced him before. There was peace, there was safety. I didn't have to hide anymore. And that's when I started to change. My heart softened. I actually wanted to be with him. And when life got hard, I stopped running. Because I started to realize he was there in it with me, using it, refining me, drawing me closer. And then his word became different too. It wasn't just something I read, it started reading me. It exposed things in my heart. It revealed lies I was believing, and it brought healing. So this whole thing, it's not about just knowing things about God. It's about knowing him and being known by him. There's no formula to encounter him. It's just being present, being honest, being willing to let him into the hard places. It's surrender. And now I want to help people become good soil. Not just hearing the word, but holding on to it and letting it actually change them. I want to see people fall in love with Jesus. Not just be inspired for a moment, but transformed for a lifetime. I want to see them walk away from old patterns and step into new life. Not afraid when things get hard because they know God is in it with them. And here's something interesting. I went to those meetings after I was already delivered from alcohol. So it wasn't the meetings that set me free. It wasn't more information. It was an encounter with Jesus. It was a moment where I fully surrendered, where I said, I'll do whatever it takes, even if it's hard, even if it hurts, because I realized the life I was living was already hard. It was already painful. But walking through the pain with God, that leads somewhere. That changes you. Because He doesn't waste your pain. He uses it. But only if you'll let Him in. If you'll be real with Him. If you'll trust Him. So this is my heart. I don't want you to just hear the word. I want to help you take what you hear, bring it before God, and actually live it. Because that's where everything changes. Not in just hearing, but in encountering Him.